one of the things I love the most about Bitcoin is it has this like massive potential to like advance human rights around the world. And people don't know that, they don't realize that. And it's like the most exciting thing ever. I met Arnold in Namibia on chapter. At that point in my life, I was very anti-bank. Since becoming freelance and remote, I had all these problems getting paid internationally, and all of it just felt really unfair. And then the banks make a profit, so I was like, banking is the biggest scam ever. That's just accepted as normal. And I was like, this was my stance. So I had already, like, I was a little bit into Bitcoin just because of that. But then I met Arnold in Namibia, and he was like this Bitcoin expert. And we just hit it off exceptionally well. It was like we were best friends immediately. Like, we'd known each other our whole lives. And he had this concept for this game, like in his back pocket for years. So yeah, we spent the next 2 years like traveling to all these different Bitcoin circular economies and working on the game together, and also our own, regular jobs. And this is not something we're putting our day jobs over. Just a passion project, something we both are frankly obsessed with. We had multiple prototypes. Like, the very first one that Arnold had before he met me was like loose leaf and pencil. And then it slowly got better and better. We started printing our own and assembling our own. And then we got the most recent one we have. I have it right here. We got manufacturer from like prototype, from the manufacturer. So it's like nearly what it will actually look like. One of the challenges about creating a Bitcoin board game is like, you want it to be fun, but it also needs to stay true to the actual rules of Bitcoin and how Bitcoin works. So like, you can't just change a rule that like might be fun because you're like, well, in Bitcoin it doesn't really work that way. So like, staying true to the actual technology was really important. And then we wanted to build in this whole other layer of like, one of the things I love the most about Bitcoin is it has this like massive potential to like advance human rights around the world. And people don't know that, they don't realize that. And it's like the most exciting thing ever. And we wanted to like work that into the game. It used to be very abstract, like colors and numbers and math. And now it's like, it has personality and characters. So we spent a lot of time developing these characters, generating them, and we used AI to generate them. We built them like backstories that like correspond to like real use cases for Bitcoin all around the world. We worked our travels into them. Then lastly, the biggest piece is like play testing. Like, every time you change a rule or even like wording in the rule book, like writing the rule book was so hard, but like you have to like play test it so many times and see how it like works out in every possible scenario. And yeah, that took a lot of time. We had a lot of volunteers, a lot of tribers. Sharing it on chapter is like, it's one of my favorite things to do because everybody is so international. I think digital nomads are more receptive to just new ways of living and therefore new technologies and new systems, generally speaking. If this game can help make people aware, like, oh my gosh, there's this huge upside to Bitcoin, just globally for people all around the world, and that Bitcoin is this incredibly peaceful way to opt out of corrupt systems and systems that just aren't built for most people in the world. It's actually a STEM authenticated product, so we've met all the requirements. Like, it's still very fun, I promise, but it is it involves some real STEM education. So I would love to see it take off that way as well.